The Middle East has been thrown into uncertainty with the murder of President Anwar Sadat of Egypt, an architect of peace between Israel and Egypt. The news was greeted with jubilation in the capitals of Libya, Syria and Lebanon, countries hostile to Egypt since it began its peace dialogue with Israel. President Reagan described the murder as an act of infamy, and Dr. Waldheim, Secretary General of the United Nations, said President Sadat's death marked the loss of a leader of vision and boldness. President Sadat was killed by an armoured unit which opened fire on him while he was inspecting a military parade. Bob Jobbins was there.
President Sadat, resplendent in a new gold-trimmed uniform as Field Marshal of the Egyptian Armed Forces, had taken the salute, laid a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier, and was reviewing an impressive display of Egyptian military might. Then, as the parade was reaching its climax, with most people's attention distracted by an aerobatic display, 2 grenades exploded. In spite of the literally thousands of troops surrounding the president, the group of assassins continued firing for well over a minute. Then the security services swarmed into action. As the spectators stampeded out of the way of the shooting, the presidential bodyguard shot and killed 2 of the attackers and overpowered the rest. But the assassins managed to cut down at least 10 people, some of whom were killed. President Sadat was rushed straight to a helicopter which took him to the Mahdi military hospital. But in spite of the official radio and television announcements, it appears he died about 2 hours later.
President Sadat's funeral will be on Saturday. And now other news. Dutch police say all 17 people on board a flight from Rotterdam to Hamburg died when the plane crashed near Rotterdam this evening. The nationality of the passengers isn't known yet. And there's been a mixed reaction in Northern Ireland to Mr. James Pryor's proposed prison reforms, which include increased remission and more liberal clothing rules. The mainly Catholic SDLP said it was a positive response to the ending of the hunger strike. But the Reverend Ian Paisley condemned the changes as a complete sellout. Shirley Williams is to be the Social Democrats' candidate at the Crosby by-election, up to now a Conservative seat. She was formally invited to stand tonight by the local SDP chairman after making a surprise announcement at her party's conference in Bradford. And another Labour MP has gone over to the Social Democrats, David Ginsburg, the member for Dewsbury for the past 22 years. But Tom McNally, a former advisor to Mr. Callaghan, is still making up his mind about joining. He's already said he won't stand again for Labour. Mrs. Thatcher has hit back angrily after an attack on her policies by the former Prime Minister, Edward Heath. Mr. Heath called on the Conservative Party to return to the consensus politics of his government. But speaking in Australia, Mrs. Thatcher said that seemed to mean abandoning all beliefs, principles, values and qualities. Well, that's all from me. Good morning.